All hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Navitus Parfums. Yes, man, the fragrance made after me. No, it's not made after me at all, man. But, you know, the name symbolizes energy and passion, and I'm energetic and passionate. So, in a way, it's kind of like made after me. But no, man, this one is from, you know, my brother in arms, my brother in fragrance, if you will, Steven, Redolessence Parfums. You guys have all, I call it Redolessence Parfums. Redolessence, man, you guys have all known about this guy, and he's been doing fragrance videos forever and a day. He's one of the GOATs, if you will, and he has his fragrance collection. He started off with a bang with 7, and we're going to discuss them. So what we'll do here is just go over the fragrances in a bit of detail, and we'll save the full in-depth review for the actual review. Now, I was able to test these fragrances a bit as I initially poured them out of the box, so these will be first impressions, if you will. Let's get to it. And the first fragrance we're going to talk about from the house is Absolutio. Now, this one to me comes off as this gourmand fragrance. On first spray, it very quickly, in my personal opinion, comes off a bit like BR 540, and then boom, it immediately transforms into something different with this cinnamon / apple and slightly maybe cherry-ish vibe in it. So it's very gourmand-ish, if you will. Comes off a bit spicy as well. And from the opening on this one and just how it kind of dried down in my initial sprays of this fragrance, I think this is probably one of my favorite fragrances from the line, all in all. The bottle on this one says that this one is complex, captivating, and irresistible. So are you complex? Are you captivating? Or are you irresistible? If not, you need to get irresistible and try this one out. Next up from the house, we have Virtuse. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And to me, when I first sprayed this fragrance, it came off smelling a bit familiar. And I believe that's like some type of honey that I'm smelling in this one. So that brings it a sense of familiarity here. To me, this one comes off as another gourmand-ish type of scent. And I think this one changes just like the other one does as well. So on first spray, again, boom, I get something that's familiar, but then it dries down to something that's a bit more fresh, in my personal opinion. Now, I had the missus smell this one, and she thought it was okay, but the marketing for this one is set to be something that is going to be romantic, mysterious, and enigmatic. To me, this one, again, that honey really makes this one more of a seductive type of play. You know, honey. You know, honey for your honey, attract them bees. No, you all of the good way here, all right, man. So I do like this one. Again, to me, this one starts off really, I guess, familiar in terms of that honey there. I think the honey is in the mid for this one, but I really get that honey right off the break, and then it comes down to something a bit more fresh, which is weird because I believe the base has a bit more tobacco and things of that nature that would make it a bit more mysterious overall. But I like this one, and I think that it's a bit different for me as versus what the actual profile of this one says. So again, for me, it starts off kind of that mysterious feel with that honey and that warm and seductive piece, but then I think it comes off a bit more fresh towards the dry down. Just my humble opinion. Within the 7 fragrances that he released, he also had 2 oud-based fragrances, which he used natural oud in these things, so it can get a bit expensive, but I like one more than the other. So I'm going to show you both, and then we'll talk about the one that I like a bit more, because that's what I do. So the 2 fragrances that he's offering in these oud base, and these actually come in 50 mLs as well, is going to be Oud Imperium and then Oud Luxuria. And I personally prefer Oud Imperium a bit more, so we'll talk about that one more in detail. For the sake of being fair, let me just give you a quick synopsis on my personal takes on Oud Luxuria. I find that one to be a bit strong and potent, if you will, and not the most wearable oud in my personal opinion. Now, I know that oud is different for people, and you know, everyone has a different take. A lot of people don't even like oud, all right? So there you have it there in this case. And he also used like natural ingredients in both of these, so they can be a bit strong, and that one's not my favorite. But This one here, Oud Imperium. I find this one to be a lot more wearable. And this is like a fresher take on Oud. You got some fruitiness in the top, well mixed with that oud, and I feel like there's a few people who have done this correctly, mixing that freshness with oud, and I think Bar No. 9 Shelter Island did that well, and then this one here is done well in my personal opinion. It says this one, it should be inviting, powerful, and invigorating, and I believe that this one knocks each of those boxes out. This one is inviting with that freshness, it's powerful as that oud note is there, and it's invigorating all in all. So I think this one is a solid fragrance. If you like oud, then my personal opinion is to start here, but some of you may disagree. All right, man, so we got 4 down and 3 to go, and this next one comes from the house, obviously, and this one is Primus. Now, on first spray of this one, I get something that is citrus-based. It's very aromatic, and it's kind of a bit bold, if you will. On the dry down for this one, from the time that I've smelled this one, I actually just sprayed this one on my hand again. It comes off, it dries down from that, you know, bright fragrance, if you will, to something that's a bit earthy, but not like dirty, if you will. I've talked about fragrances before that has been like, you know, earthy but dirty, and this one isn't dirty at all. I think this one is a wearable fragrance, obviously a lot more wearable than that oud that I talked about earlier, but I think that a man that is going to rock this one is going to be one that's confident. You're going to be bold. Obviously, it says confident on here. So you're going to be confident. You're going to be bold and sure of yourself. This one, again, gives you that freshness. Then also has that earthiness to it that gives it that nice masculine feel, in my personal opinion. Now, this next fragrance I'm going to bring to you from the house is the 5th fragrance that I smelled in my initial first impressions of these things here, but this one is by far my #1 fragrance, in my personal opinion, when it comes to this line, and this one is Intimus. For you intimate people out there, this one here is one you're going to spray on when it's that time to do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy this fragrance here, man. It's sweet, just like I like it. It's inviting, just like I like it. And it made the missus say, what do you have on? Just like I like it. All right. So listen, man, I know I talked to you about all these fragrances here today, but if you're going to pick up one of these things because your boy told you to try it out, then this is the one that I'm telling you to do. All right. The bottle on this one said this one is alluring, attractive, and romantic. And for me, the nail was hit right on the head with this one. This one is sweet. It's alluring. It's attractive. It has some type of sugary notes in this one. I'm digging this one right here. Steven, sir, Redolessence. You did this one well here, sir. To me, I find this one to be super versatile. You can wear this one pretty much anywhere, because I will wear this one pretty much anywhere. All right, dope, man. You might see this one in a few lists from me because I think this one is super duper solid. Well done, sir. Then finally, last but not least, the final fragrance we're going to discuss from the house is Navitus. I believe that's what it's called, Navitus here, man. This is the final fragrance. This one is made to be this fresh, invigorating, bright fragrance. There's a ton of citrus notes right in the top here, and I think this one is super duper bright. All right. To me, on through the cap, from smelling it here, it kind of reminds me of Terre Hermes Ultra Fresh, but when you spray this thing, not at all. This one is, again, like I said, very, very bright. There's some orange citrus type of notes in this one here, and it also has one of my least favorite notes in this one here. Some of you guys know what that is. What is it, wife? Neroli. It has some neroli in this one, but it's not like uber neroli-ish, if you will. So this one does wear well. Look, man, Steven got an Oswald exclusive. You're making it hard for people out here, man. All right, so this one's dope, man. Good fragrances all in all for the most part. I think I've kind of listed my favorites as I've gone through this one. But before I give you guys full reviews on the ones that I like the most, I want to know which ones you care to hear about first, and I will bring those to you on that basis. Or you just want to hear the ones I like the most. All right. Let me know. As always, I'm your boy, Big B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we are back again. Redolessence, sir. Bravo, like what you're doing here, man. Just tell somebody to hit the goddamn bell for me.